Hi. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing now that I'm back at work is going back and listening to all of your creating with the Creator moments, which I've heard were really beautiful, and that I just have tried to, not yet, but I'm excited to do that. So I haven't done that, so I don't know if I'm doing this right. But for those of you that may not know, I just got back from a 3-month sabbatical, and I've been away with a theme of art, which is why y'all have been doing art here too, so we've been kind of on this journey together. And I am not an artist, and I don't have any, I didn't go into this with any ambitions of like learning how to do art well, but I know that creating and doing art of some kind is helpful to me, helps me connect with God, helps me get out of my own head, and that proved to be true. So I made a bunch of stuff while I was gone, and I brought some of it to show you today. I don't know if we'll be able to see them on the screens or not, but the first thing I did on sabbatical was go to France to do an art retreat. So I just hopped right into making art all the time for a week. And I brought my first kind of thing that I made on sabbatical, which is a little poppy field pastel. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, yeah. And actually, I think I like how it turned out, It's nice. So this was based on some different pictures that we looked at, but I learned a lot from just taking time and following along with our instructor who showed us different techniques, and was pretty happy with that at the end. Took a little bit of time. Then I was back in Austin for about a month, just getting the kids through the end of their school and trying to do some sketching at home and going to museums and stuff here in Austin. And so I got to play with a different medium, and this one is like a very quick sketch that I did for a Laguna Gloria art retreat that was just like a day, so this was just really quickly. But this is oil pastels and Sharpie and watercolor, just kind of quickly done. Very different. And after that, my family went to Costa Rica for a big trip, and I did a little bit of sketching in my sketchbook, but I didn't bring it. I found it was not easy to stop and create when you've got kids running around with you, which many of you understand. So I didn't bring that, but did a little bit of art there. Mostly we just played, though, and followed the kids' curiosity, and they can tell you all about the monkeys that stole their bananas on their breakfast plate, and doing all kinds of fun adventures there. Probably my favorite trip was to Santa Fe and to Ghost Ranch, New Mexico. It's just like my place where I feel like I belong. I grew up in West Texas, so I was just as close to Santa Fe as I was to Austin, so it felt very much like going home. And I did just a couple-day watercolor retreat out at Ghost Ranch where Georgia O'Keeffe lived for the second half of her life. And oh my gosh, the sermon series that are in my head about that. So I won't say too much about that now. But I did bring one watercolor to show you from Ghost Ranch. That's a Chinle formation and I think this is called Puerto del Cielo, the door to the sky. There's just another formation there that was really fun to do. But the thing that I'm most proud of that I did was the only thing I did totally on my own without in an instruction. Well, actually I did lots of things on my own in my sketchbook, but my only kind of big art piece that I did on my own, I used the techniques I learned in France, because we also did a portrait there. But I brought it home and got all the supplies and worked really hard. And it's, again, not perfect, but I really like it. It's a portrait of my boys. It looks like them, right? They're so cute. This is the one I worked on kind of off and on throughout my sabbatical after I got back from France, and it's pan pastels, so it's not a wet paint. It's like a powdery kind of paint that you put on with almost like makeup applicators. And so, I could work on it for a day and then not work on it again for a few weeks and come back to it and mess with it some more. And I did that, kind of the whole time and just finished it up and put it in a frame last week. But yeah, I think those are just a few things. I wanted to show you one thing from each of my kind of big pieces of travel. But I think the prompt I gave y'all was something like, how does your creative pursuit connect you with the divine? And I think, that's something that I'm still going to be processing and thinking about and figuring out for a long time. But the things that come to my mind for today are just the ability to slow down and pay really close attention to little things. Like I worked on Dominic's nose for like days to try to get it close to right. And that was so beautiful and fun to be able to just sit and stare at this picture of these kids that I love so much and like pay attention to every little crinkle in their face and the light in their eyes. And that I feel like is a connection with the Creator. I think paying attention like that is an act of love. And so I hope that I can bring some of that back into my time with you all as well, some of what I've learned. I know a lot of our time together has been a little bit hectic and really beautiful, but for about half my time at UBC, we didn't have an associate pastor. For a lot of that time, we didn't have a children's person. A big chunk of that time, Jonathan was gone, and we were doing just really innovative, really exciting, really urgent ministry, opening the campus community dinner and becoming a safe space for students across the road. And I wouldn't change any of that, but I think that kind of got me into a rhythm and a pace that was just very fast, and it was just hard for me to slow down. So I'm really grateful for the time that I had away to practice slowing down, to practice paying attention, and I'm excited to see how God uses that in our time together as we move forward. So thank you so much.